should your hands be? Thank you, Darren. Thank you, Anais. Thank you, Chris. Boys and girls, who remembers the story we read, Swimming? Carolina, what do you remember about that story?
A big fish swimming on a fish and then make a big fish escape.
That's right. What did they do, Darren? Nico, how do you say?
They make a humongous fish.
Why did they do that?
Because they're best friends now.
They're best friends?
And he didn't work.
Well, let's raise our hands. Emily.
When Swimmy remembered that big fish ate his brothers and sisters, those fish just looked like them. So they made that giant fish to scare the most giantest fish of all to scare him away. Because they made the biggest fish of all.
That's right. Boys and girls, what did they have to do to make that big fish? If you can tell me, put your thumb in the air. Carolina.
Work together.
They had to work together, which is also, Samantha.
Working together.
What does that mean?
Teamwork.
Teamwork. And in order to do teamwork, we have to do what, Mariah?
Cooperation.
We have to have cooperation. Isn't that right, boys and girls?
Yes.
Okay, let's go over our rules again because I have some people who are laying down. Darren. Is everybody following our rules?
No.
Darren, is everybody following our rules?
Yes.
Boys and girls, let's go over our story. Remember all these little fish?
Yes.
Are these Swimmy's brothers and sisters?
Yes.
They are?
Yes.
Let's see.
It's their school. It's their school.
Remember our big question. We want to remember our big question. How does Swimmy help the fish work as a team? So remember that. Remember that. Keep that in your heads. Everybody, put that in your heads. How does Swimmy help the other fish work as a team? A happy school of little fish lived in the corner of the sea somewhere. They were all red. Only one of them was as black as a mussel shell. He swam faster than his brothers and sisters. His name was Swimmy. Aaron, did you have a question?
Can I go to the bathroom?
Quickly. Who is this, guys?
The big fish.
The big fish?
It looks like a tuna fish to me.
Like a tuna fish?
It looks like a shark.
One bad day, a tuna fish, swift, fierce, and very hungry, came darting through the waves. In one gulp, he swallowed all the little red fish. Only Swimmy escaped.
I don't see Swimmy.
Whoa! Well, he escaped. Oh, there he is. He's all the way at the bottom. He went down.
I always like to when I go to my house.
He swam away in the deep, wet world. He was scared, lonely, and very sad. It's sad when you're alone, isn't it, boys and girls?
Yeah, my dad leaves me alone.
And when you're scared, we're not shouting out. But the sea was full of wonderful creatures, and as he swam from marble to marble, Swimmy was happy again. He saw a medusa made of rainbow jelly.
It's a jellyfish.
It's a big jellyfish, isn't it?
Yeah, I want to use one.
A lobster who walked about like a water-moving machine. Look at that big lobster compared to Swimmy.
We're bigger than lobsters.
We are.
Yeah, but we're not bigger than sharks.
Boys and girls, let's not blurt out. Strange fish pulled by an invisible thread. What do you think is pulling on them. What's the invisible thread? Can anybody think? Caden, what do you think it
I
is?
think it's a string.
A string. Why would there be a string down there, Isaiah?
I think it's a fish and a pulling them.
That's a good thought, Emily.
Then when they said the invisible string, I think that a fisherman is. I think that invisible thread, that little hook is in their mouth where you can't see it.
It could be,
And then
couldn't
that
it?
invisible thread, he will pull them up there.
Possibly.
That's not good. I got you know.
A forest of seaweeds growing from sugar candy rock. A eel whose tail was almost too far to remember. Look at that, boys and girls.
Wolf.
Hold on, Emily. Let's not blurt out, guys. And sea anemones who looked like pink palm trees swaying in the wind. Remember what we said swaying was? What is swaying? Can you demonstrate?
Back and
Swaying.
back
Then, boys and girls, let's go over our rules again because we have people not following us. Who's following the rules? Thank you, boys and girls. Then, hidden in the dark shade of rocks and weeds, he saw a school of little fish, just like his own. Let's go and swim and play and see things, he said happily. We can't, said the little red fish. The big fish will eat us all. But you can't just lie there, said Swimmy. We must think of something. Swimmy thought and thought and thought. Then suddenly he said, I have it. We are going to swim all together like the biggest fish in the sea.
Ever.
He taught them to swim close together, each in his own place. Look, boys and girls, they're beginning to form the big fish.
That's not a big fish. That's not a big fish. That looks like a rhinoceros.
So put it down there, and if you're going to be learning.
Miss Harvey,
Yes?
can you send Nico to the office?
Sure.
They're going to pick him up.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Nico, don't forget to get your stuff out of your cubby, please.
Are you going home?
Boys and girls, everybody's eyes are up here. And when they had learned to swim like one giant fish, he said, I'll be the eye. Remember, Swimmy's going to be the eye, boys and girls. Why do you think Swimmy's going to be the eye? Let's not blurt out. Anais, why do you think Swimmy's going to be the eye?
So you can see?
So he can see. Samantha,
Because he's black.
because he's black and he stands out. See how all the other little fish are red and Swimmy's black.
Yeah, because then there would be another part, and the other one would be the eye. They would think that's not a real fish.
Maybe,
And it is a real fish. It's scaring them away.
And so they swam in the cool morning water and in the midday sun and chased the big fish away. Boys and girls, remember when Swimmy had to think and think. Let's go back to our page. Let's go look.
Right there.
Look at this. Let's review this part. Let's go and swim and play and see things, he said happily. We can't, said the little red fish. Why do you think the little red fish said they can't? Emery.
Because they'll get eaten by the big fish.
They'll get eaten by the big fish, boys and girls. And so Swimmy says, but you can't just lie there. He's saying we have to do something. Swimmy said, we must think. Boys and girls, now it's your turn to think. Everybody think really hard. What would you do? What would you do if you wanted to
If you were a
escape
fish.
big fish? If you were little and you wanted to go and explore?
If you was a
And Darren,
fish.
you need to sit up. Thank you, Jimmy. Let's not blurt out. Boys and girls, if you wanted to go and explore, but you were afraid that somebody might hurt you,
I know.
let's pretend that you're swimming. Let's pretend that you're swimming, boys and girls, and you have to think of a way to protect the other fish. Put your thought in your head. If you have ideas, that's wonderful. Put that thought in your head.
I have thoughts.
I'm going to break you up into teams, and what you're going to do is you are going to work in a team.
Miss Harvey, my mom's not there or my dad.
Why did she call you?
I don't know.
1, 2, 3, eyes on me.
1, 2, eyes on you.
Boys and girls, I'm going to put you in teams.
Yay.
You have to work together to think of a way to save the other fish,
I
Darren.
have to understand my sister better.
And remember, when you're painting, this is called team painting. So, only one person at a time gets the paintbrush. Only one person.
I am going to fix.
And you, boys and girls, have to work as a team to tell them, okay, this is what we want to do. Think of your idea. Think of your idea, how you want to save the other fish. And then you're going to paint the picture of how you're going to save the other fish. And you have to take turns with your paintbrush, boys and girls. Carolina, don't interrupt, please. If you don't know how to do it, Carolina, you have teammates to help you. That's why we are working in teams, remember? Team 1 is Jonathan N, Emily, and Sabrina at orange table. Team 2 is Kaden, Mariah, Jonathan C, and Michael at blue table. Team 3, Darren, Emery, Samantha, and Jimmy at yellow table. Team 4 is Isaiah, Mackenzie, Carolina, and Chris at green table. Team 5, Anais and Anthony at red table. Anthony, you're at red table. Boys and girls, 1, 2, 3, eyes on me.
1, 2, eyes on you.
Whose eyes are not on me? Let's see. Boys and girls, does everybody understand the directions?
Yes.
If you do not understand the directions, put your thumb in the air. Carolina, you do not understand. Mackenzie, can you explain to Carolina what we're doing? No? How come you didn't have your thumb in the air?
I can tell them
Samantha, can you explain?
we are going to work together and then we're going to draw something about swimming and we got to see it.
What are we going to draw about swimming? What are we going to draw? Carolina. Boys and girls, everybody's eyes should be on Miss Harvey because everybody seems to be a little bit confused right now.
I don't.
Everybody needs to look at Miss Harvey, Carolina. You're going to draw a picture of how you can save the other fish. Kaden, what are you going to paint a picture of?
The ocean on one of the sides and the fish inside.
No, we're going to draw that, but Emily.
I was wondering, it's not about us now. We're in team, should we do it in alphabetical order?
Hold on. Boys and girls, first you need to know what you're painting. Because we're not painting just for fun, there's a purpose.
I know I'm painting. It's for
No, you don't because you didn't give me the answer I needed, Kaden. Sabrina.
We have to draw the fish when they're in the big fish to scare the bigger fish.
You have to come up with your own plan, boys and girls. Don't use Swimmy's plan. Swimmy's plan was to get all the little red fish together to make one big fish to scare the big fish away. You come up with your own plan. How will you scare the big fish away?
I know.
And that's what you're going to paint. Kaden, if you know, share it with your team. And then you guys paint that. Think of it as with a team. Jimmy, talk with your teammates, Darren. How would you scare the other fish away? Isaac, you need to go with Anthony and Anaïs. Boys and girls, the first painter, boys and girls, the first painter is going to be the person who starts first in the alphabet. Okay? The second painter, who's going to be the second painter? The second person in the alphabet. Yes, Mariah and Michael. Okay, have we come up with our ideas, boys and girls? I'm going to go around to each table and find out, what are you painting? What's your idea? How are you going to save the fish? Oh, before you start painting, how are you going to save the other fish? A big world? And how is that going to keep them from the big fish? It's going to swim the big fish away?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you guys come up with an idea? Yeah. What's your idea?
Well, to like blue and dip it and go to right in there.
How are you going to keep the big fish from eating the swimmy friends? No, Jimmy.
We're not going to do the same thing. I was thinking I make a painting like
Okay, before we start painting, we need to come up with an idea. This team needs to come up with an idea of how you're going to save the big fish. Sit down. We're not talking. Okay, what is our idea? What's your idea? What do you guys think? Do you agree? So that's what you're going to paint. Okay? What did you guys come up with? But what about all the other little fish? You're trying to protect all the other little fish, remember?
They also now some red, and then for the
What's your idea?
He could whistle, all the fish would go like this, and scared him.
Do you guys agree? But Sabrina agreed. What do you think you should add to it? Do you think you should add something? What do you think you should add?
I should add that's they'll be nice to him, and then he gets by that hook.
Think about how you guys can incorporate that into the lesson. Okay, think about it before you start painting.